Hi guys, it's Thursday, so I'm back with another Breaking Down the Barriers. This week, I kind of wanted to delve into the huge can of worms that is racial representation in media. So if you've been living under a rock for the past few weeks, you know there's been a huge scandal with this year's Academy Awards, or Oscars. People were initially shocked to see the huge underrepresentation that POCs, or persons of colour, received this year. And the controversy only blossomed further with this year's actual ceremony. Comedian Chris Rock delivered a slam monologue slating the Oscars and general Hollywood's lack of appreciation for the persons of colour and their artistic value. Additionally, throughout the entire ceremony there were copious scenes and spoofs of famous actors of colour, such as Whoopi Goldberg and more, parodising the unfortunate situation. My personal favourite was Tracy Morgan in The Danish Girl, which I'll now have appear on screen.
I'm a Danish girl. These Danishes is good, girl.
But yeah, naturally, due to the fragility of this issue, this has sparked up a lot of controversy. While some applaud Chris Rock and his fellow actors for unashamedly calling out the injustice in Hollywood, naturally, there are people who think he's done just the opposite of that and created a further division. But then, if you're someone who thinks that, surely you have to ask, if you don't address the issue, how is it going to get any better? The fact of the matter is that in popular film media, such as movies, television, even music videos, there are a lot of racial stereotypes that play into every single one of those. No matter what ethnic group the POC, person of colour, belongs to, there's always a certain stereotype that will be associated with that character if they're in a mainstream television show. I personally would say the most obvious one in mainstream media at the minute is the sassy black friend. I'm sure you have an idea of what I'm talking about. Like, in many shows, there's always that sort of sassy black girl with the teeth kissing and the finger waggling, and it's such an outdated stereotype. For the purpose of this, I will just refer to this character as an SBG. In a lot of mainstream media, this SBG archetype is very prevalent, and although they may receive some character development, ultimately, their main purpose is for comedy at the expense of their stereotype. When I sat down and thought about it, a lot of my favourite TV shows in my youth and currently now involve this archetype. To list off a few, Glee. I mean, that was one of my favourite shows, and for a show that praises social acceptance and to be who you are, there were a lot of poor stereotypes on the show. Another would be American Horror Story. Like, it's so subversive and artistic, but yet still reductive in the sense that Season 3, one of the most beloved characters is Queenie, played by Gabori Sidibe. And one of her first lines you ever hear her say is, "Bitch, I will eat you." Funny, yes. Socially improving, no. And even as a child, like, look at Disney and look what they've produced. I mean, That's So Raven was a funny show, yeah. But how much development was there to Raven's character? Aside from that, she'd have a crush on this boy or another, she loved her family, and she was sassy and black with some visions on the side. Even in the more modern Disney Channel work, if you look at Good Luck Charlie, one of Disney Channel's most popular shows, and was essentially groundbreaking to be the first show to show an LGBT couple on Disney, but Teddy's best friend was Ivy, the sassy black girl. And even now Disney, like, with one of their hit shows, Jessie, there's Zuri, the 12-year-old sassy black girl. I'm like, she's 12, she should be colouring, not talking about her getting her hair did. And you could argue, okay, that's American TV shows, English shows might be different, but still, like, I mean, as you know, I'm a big fan of Tracy Beaker, and every now and again they churn out the one black girl who, yeah, has had a tough life, but she's the necessary sassy backbone character. As you can tell right now, I'm just talking about the single SBG archetype, but throughout social media, persons of colour were always put in a box. I mean, as a black male, if I'm looking to go into performing, which I am, if I'm looking for screen work, I'm either going to enjoy the role as the big black hench guy, the funny black sidekick comedian, or the young street tough, and maybe the second one, but I don't think I perfectly fit any of those stereotypes. So ultimately what the goal is to not only see more representation in films and screen of POCs, and obviously right now I'm talking about African Americans and mixed race, whatever, because I personally don't feel comfortable speaking on behalf of the Asian community, because I'm not them. But the problem is, if we want to see more black people on screen, we still want to see them, but we want to see them as fleshed out and living characters, and not, oh, box A, box B, box C. Because when you think about it, if I was to ask you what is the white person stereotype in film, you probably wouldn't be able to come up with a quick answer. Because as this Academy Awards have proved, white people have copious artistic opportunities in both acting, producing, directing, songwriting, the whole kamutz. Kamutz is not a word, but K. But yeah, the whole kamutz to choose from. Whereas POCs are left with the scraps that don't fit what the white people want. But yeah, I'm going to come back to this issue in a few weeks' time because I want to serve as these first videos for all of them to be a brief introduction to topics I'd like to be starting to tackle. But yeah, I'm mixed race and I'm proud, and I'm looking forward to the day when my black half is equally as appreciated in the performing world of stage and screen as my white half. Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. I ask you every week and it really does help. Please comment below on what your thoughts on Chris Rock's opening monologue was, and just in general the whole of racial representation in media. If you like the video, please hit the subscribe button. It was just there, or it's over there to my right. It's the big play button. I don't know. I've got my handles, my Instagram and my Twitter. And my Facebook page is down in the description, and please give that a like to see all my videos. And I will see you next week. Bye!